Shalom Chavrim. It is nice to be able to get a chance to speak with you. Unfortunately, I'm not able to use my regular camera for this because we're still in Texas, and it looks like we're going to be here in Texas till probably Wednesday. But anyway, we have some interesting news that was brought to my attention by a dear brother Gary out of California, and I wanted to share this with you. This is a report from the online news source called Debka File. That's DEBKA File.com. You can look it up. The title of the story is Kerry Obtains Israeli-Palestinian Consent to Negotiate Interim Accord Without Borders Issues. It's really interesting when you get in the article here, because what John Kerry is doing here, by the way, for those that don't know, John is a Roman Catholic, and I remember, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, news broke out that he was actually Jewish descent as well. I think that's when he made his bid for president, is what that was. But what was really interesting was Gary had pointed out to me that, he said, notice in the article that the 1967 borders are what's going to be recognized as part of this this peace accord. So let me just take you then to the, let me take you real quick here, a little further down in the article. It says it was also agreed, according to this exclusive Debka File report, that negotiating process would last no less than 9 months up until March 2014. Keep that in mind, because I'm going to talk to you about that in just a minute, about the blood moon in let's see, January, February, March, April 2015, or excuse me, 2014. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But also, it says here, during which Israel agreed to an undeclared partial standstill on construction in Judea and Samaria outside the settlement blocks, except for building to accommodate natural growth. The freeze would not apply to the West Bank settlement blocks or Jerusalem. The Palestinian leader dropped his stipulation for a total construction freeze. He also promised not to carry out his threat to push anti-Israeli measures through UN and other international institutions during the talks. The U.S. Secretary also persuaded Abbas Friday to waive his ultimatum for peace talks to be based on 1967 borders. Instead, this is the important part here, just bear with me here. Instead, gosh, where did I leave off at? Instead, President Barack Obama will send him a letter affirming U.S. recognition that the object of the negotiation is to establish a Palestinian state as the national home of the Palestinian people, whose borders will be based on 1967 lines. Imagine that there. Obama will send another letter to Netanyahu affirming that the negotiations must lead to recognition of the State of Israel as the national home of the Jewish people, whose future borders will be based on the 1967 lines, while also accommodating Israel's security needs and its realistic demographic circumstances. Now, gosh, Netanyahu, when this was all being done here, let me just real quick while we talk about this a little bit, I want to go to Arutz Shiva. He's talking about this peace negotiation as a major issue for the national security of Israel. And this is in an article entitled Netanyahu Resuming Talks with the PA Vital. And let me just read to you a little comment here by Benjamin Netanyahu, and whom I love dearly, but it really concerns me, this here. Well, of course, I know it's got to happen. The land is going to be split because we know that God said that He will bring judgment on those who are dividing His land. And of course, the United States is the big player in this and helping bring this to pass at the Vatican's wishes, that is. So I think that's kind of interesting that they choose John Kerry, to be the one, because one, showing that he has Jewish descent, which kind of helps woo the Israelis into thinking he's on their side. But a Roman Catholic, which is what the Vatican wants in order to be able to gain her control. We're seeing history repeat itself. The Vatican has to have control of Jerusalem for the return of Mashiach. So that's why the stage is being set. Anyway, look here. The resumption of the peace process is a vital strategic interest of the state of Israel, Netanyahu said in a statement. It is important on its own to try to bring an end to the conflict between us and the Palestinians, and it is important because of the challenges facing us, especially from Iran and Syria, he said. So, bowing down to pressure in order to consent to this, and we can't fault Benjamin Netanyahu because he really is under a tremendous political pressure, and which is okay. God knew it was going to happen. God is allowing this in order to bring that judgment upon that whore that has slaughtered the prophets, slaughtered the true Christian believers down through the ages. And so this is it's only setting the stage. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And another thing, the 9-month negotiation, what I really find fascinating about this is that the talks are about to start. So they're going to take it all the way up to March the 14th, which, interestingly enough, we have the blood moon and a solar eclipse that will take place as well, or lunar eclipse, where the sunlight is all blocked out. And Israel, right there on the, I think that's right around that time, right around April 15th or something like that. I know the blood moon is. So, but at any point, wanted to bring that to your attention, and I find that fascinating. I believe that the Vatican has orchestrated that to try to reset up what happened when Yeshua was sacrificed and it was blacked out. The sky became the daytime. The sun was totally blacked out. And I believe that the timing that they have chosen has been orchestrated to make it look like that once again Messiah has come on the scene. And of course, the Vatican, which will bring the false Prince of Peace, the Prince that shall come of Daniel's prophecy, is what we're going to see take place here. Anyway, God bless you. Also want to sincerely thank several of you that have been so kind in helping us financially during our time here, being stranded here in Texas. We will get the van into the shop Monday, and we didn't say what the need was, but it is a great need, and there's been several of you that have been very kind in helping us, and my wife and I, we extend our gratitude towards you. And if you are here in Texas, there's one brother that called me this afternoon. We'd love to meet you, and we say it sincerely. We tried to let people know that we were coming this way. Because you never know. You get to meet the people that watch and support the ministry, and it's always a blessing. And that being said as well, let me just say too that we will be going towards Pennsylvania in the month of August. Lord willing, get this van fixed and everything. The repair shop wants a very large amount of money to do that. But we'll get that back on the road in God's grace to us, and we'll be traveling up to the East Coast through Georgia, Virginia, Pennsylvania, possibly upstate New York as well. And my wife will more than likely fly out and meet me, and then she'll do the road trip coming back. So let me know if you live in those areas there. I don't know the exact cities yet, but where we'll be at, but we'll let you know. And we just enjoy the time with you. God bless you. Shalom. Lahitod. Shabbat shalom as the Sabbath comes to an end. God bless you.